Hello, everyone, and welcome to today's No FOMO Charts Stocks and Crypto TA live stream. Today is April 27, 2024. It's just about 8 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time. In this video, we're going to go over my weekly watch list, stocks and crypto TA charts. Welcome, everybody. This week is a big week in the USA stock market. We have stock earning releases and economic data releases and the FOMC Federal Reserve press conference regarding interest rate hikes or cuts. That's this upcoming Wednesday, May 1st. So, big names this week reporting earnings: Coca-Cola, McDonald's, PayPal, the biggest names, Amazon, AMD, Starbucks, MasterCard, just to name a few. There's eBay, Pfizer, Apple, and Coinbase. So it's going to be a huge week in terms of news. We have a lot of economic data, but like I said, the biggest is the FOMC press conference this Wednesday. We also have some other data that matters: unemployment claims, unemployment rate, manufacturing job openings, employment costs as well. And the current stock news, just abbreviated, is we're still in tech earnings. However, last week, the data for USA Q1 GDP was lower than expectations, so less growth than expected. And the March core PCE data was simply in line with expectations. That's not looking that great going straight into the FOMC meeting. It's not really the data we wanted to see. So we're going to closely watch that FOMC meeting. In terms of crypto news, Ethereum spot ETFs, some of these institutions are, quote, expected to probably be rejected by the SEC in May 2024, end quote. And crypto market is facing downward selling pressure in April 2024. Let's get into the charts. So with stocks, we're still in the long-term uptrend. However, in the short term, we are in a downtrend, bouncing off to that 236 level, which I marked for several videos. And we're bouncing back up to the resistance point around the 511 level. Just something to watch out for. Now, with the earnings so volatile, I have to give two scenarios. If we have, let's say, good earnings and the market continues to rally just for a few days, we can go hit into this 516 area, the upper resistance on the top side. However, if we have bad earnings and the FOMC meeting is also hawkish or bearish, then we could fall down and retest this $500 range as well. So just two levels to watch out for. And on the weekly, we did have that nice bounce off of the 236 Fibonacci, which is 495. So we did establish that higher low. You could probably see it barely on this chart. Just above 497, we had that gap up on Friday. So we're going to see if it continues to the upside or not. NASDAQ, let's turn off all the drawings here. NASDAQ on a monthly, something I want to watch out and point out to people is potential evening star pattern. Potential. It's not actually correct yet. This, for a monthly evening star, we had this needed to have a strong close to the downside, but that has not happened yet. We'll see if that happens this week or not. But at least on the weekly, we did have that pullback and a bullish engulfing candle or piercing candle. So we had a bearish engulfing into a bullish piercing candle. Now on the daily charts, we just tested that 100 EMA, which is completely normal. This is totally normal and similar to the S&P 500. If we draw, let's erase all the drawings here. If we just put a simple Fibonacci up, we can see that we are testing the 50 EMA, which is 431. Zoom in a little bit here. 431. And if we have a breakout, 440 is the next target, just in the middle of this range here, 440. But if we get rejected, we could gap fill down to 423. You want to watch out for that. Dow Jones as well. On the monthly chart, you can see a more clear type of evening star mentality in the pattern. The weekly, actually, it's not quite a morning star on the weekly in terms of this bounce. We have to watch that play out possibly next week or not. But as we look on the daily chart, still in this uptrend, just testing this 100 EMA and maybe a potential, this is a potential double bottom support area at this 377. If that's true, we'd like to see it bounce up to $400. If not, you can still see, before I move on to the bearish, you could still see a potential upside down head and shoulder pattern that the Dow Jones is trying to do, trying to complete. That 2% is the 393 level on the upside. However, if that fails and we reject, next level down is about 375. Russell 2000 also trying to establish a higher low here on the daily chart. On this weekly, we had a nice little bounce inside bar for that green candle on the weekly. And again, if you go into 4 hour, this is what is the problem with the market right now. We are in this death cross on the EMAs down, but want to see this upside down head and shoulders move actually complete if it's going to be true to 3% to the upside to about 205. So it's mixed right now. The day traders really need to push that through this upcoming week, but we have a volatile earnings. Okay, let's go ahead and just skip right next to crypto. Welcome everybody to the crypto part of this stream. Let's start off with total, TOTAL. On the monthly chart, we did have this inside bar, basically a monthly consolidation sideways. Weekly, we're testing this 12 EMA on the weekly chart. And the downward selling pressure that I'm talking about is we sold off into the halving. However, there is a support level here at this $2.18 trillion level. Now, in terms of the daily chart, there was this symmetrical triangle, 14%, which broke bearish, the 10 to 20%. And now, just like stocks, trying to see if we can create an upside down head and shoulders pattern and test that neckline and go to the upside. But as you can see, the news, it's flip-flopping and reversing every single week, because you can see we had an upside down head and shoulder potential. Then now there's a reversal on the head and shoulders potential. So it's equilibrium in my opinion, just right here in 2.38. Let's mark that in a rectangle and just leave that there for next time, because the longer term trend on the daily, lower low, lower high, higher low. So we're stuck right here on this Saturday right now. Probably we can draw a symmetrical triangle, and this is the next play. The next potential play, about 5 to 10% on Bitcoin. If we drop 5%, going straight down to 2.18, which is this support at the 100 EMA down here, 5% to the upside, potential would be 2.4 trillion. Eagerly watching out for that. There's no extreme signs, except the fact that on a weekly, we do see hammer candles, and maybe this could turn into a Morningstar bounce if the news is good enough. But as it stands right now, it is consolidating for sure. Bitcoin is consolidating. We're not crashing yet. We would crash if we have a weekly, if it bounces like this, and then we have the dump. Then you'll know. But usually, like I said, on my long-term Bitcoin liquid index idea on stream, I might have to print this idea in the future. But on the video ideas, most of these halvings go up. So the first halving went up after about a month of consolidation. The second halving came down for about 2 months and then went up for about 1.5 years. Our COVID halving, we crashed before it. So then we basically consolidated in a small range or small rally for about 3 or 4 months, and then we rallied. So that's why this fourth halving that we just completed, we're rallying into that halving. So I wouldn't be surprised if we crashed and pulled back. I shouldn't say crash, but pulled back for Bitcoin down to about 50,000, 46,000, or lowest 35,000. Hold that level and then bounce back up. So any of these supports, 37, 47, 60,000, as long as we establish a level of support, then we should be able to hold that and try to go higher if the news is good. Let's go to Bitcoin. Bitcoin on the Binance chart. I'll start off on a monthly just so you can see what's going on. Use Bitfinex. I like this chart better. Monthly Bitfinex. We can see where we're at. We're just really back testing the support level of 60,000. You can see if I draw a horizontal line, that's exactly where we're stopping. So in this scenario, this has happened multiple times where we've back tested areas and sometimes it fails. Sometimes it works. So this is why the $60,000 Bitcoin level is extremely important as support level. We need to hold that for months. If it doesn't hold for months, then we're going to pull back. And you can see all of this open space down here on Bitcoin, about 55,000 level. We draw another trend line so you can see these are the supports that I'm watching, 55, 45, or 60. You can see we're barely holding on to $60,000 support. Very important to monitor that. Now, if you're a swing trader and you're looking for some kind of maybe next setup, well, as long as we have oversold levels on hourly or 4-hour, we should be okay here holding the support, except this upside down head and shoulders failed. Now you can see us going sideways, the parallel channel. Okay, parallel channel, try to hold that higher low after this downtrend, lower high, higher low. Also, we have the triangle in play still. Watching that triangle. So this support exactly right here at 62,000, watching that support level. See if we're going to bounce up or not to 66 or fail this week down to 58. Those are two scenarios to watch out for. Ethereum USD in a consolidation, but the only good news is Ethereum's holding its 2024 low very closely. Okay, you can see the bottom trend line. Let's go and erase. Redraw this bottom trend line. You can see it holding that very, very safely for now. The monthly chart, we zoom out. Hopefully it's not going to turn into an evening star bearish pattern. On the weekly, again, just riding that weekly support level and getting stuck at this range of 3,500. So we have the support at 4,800, 35, resistances 3,500, 4,800, support levels below 2,800, 2,400 area. We just box the price in right there. And Ethereum looks like on a weekly that it wants to have a morning star bounce. I would love to see that. Love to see that go back up to $4,000. But you'll know when we're in trouble if we bounce fake out and then pull back down to 2,700. That's the fake out you want to watch out for. But for now, 3,300 is that level to watch out for. Binance Coin just getting stuck at resistance. I'll do this one faster. Stuck at 600, the support level about 533 or 564. To the downside, consolidating. Is this turning into a cup and handle? In my opinion, no, it is not. Just consolidating, going sideways, literally. So is there a big setup here? No, not really. So that's why it has to have a break out of these two. Either break of support to the downside or breakout of the resistance to the upside, literally just going sideways. Solana USDT. Let's go to Coinbase chart. Now Solana is trying to hold on right here at the 141 level. You could see it is not turning into a cup and handle. Let's draw a lot of supports on the bottom side trend line. It's actually getting rejected down from that resistance on the top side. So something to watch out for Solana. If we Fibonacci the bottom to the top, where are we right now with Solana? We can see we were in an uptrend for about 1 year, almost 1 year. And remember, this coin went over a 10x, over 1,000%, 1,400%. So the fact that this is stuck below this trend line is bad for now. It's bad for now. Why? Because if it was going to rally, it needed to stay inside of the trend line and go above $200, and that did not happen. So, watch out for that. Really watch out for this in terms of if you have we have a rejection. If you have a bear break to the downside, it's going straight down to 120 or $100. I sold most of my Solana as a swing trader, just for transparency. So this is a yellow to red flag, orange flag. If it crashes, it's really going to crash. But pullback, I mean. However, there is a hammer candle that's printing on this daily chart. So the bullish scenario is higher low and let's blast back off to 188. If that's true, I mean, there's a decent risk to reward ratio here, fair 10% with like a 20% target to the upside. So that's something to really watch out for. But the fact that we're below the resistance trend line is not good for Solana in this medium-term time frame. Everything's tracking Bitcoin right now. Let's go to Cardano. Cardano on the Coinbase, you can see we just flipped through two charts, right? We flipped through two charts, Solana to Cardano. The candlestick pattern looks exactly the same. So that's why the market is controlled by algorithms. Just be careful of that. Now, it's correlated with Bitcoin as well. So we hit the 618 level. This is where we could bounce. Okay, I'm just saying as a swing trader, 618 is great level. It's a great level. If we can hold it, meaning this, higher low, and then try to reach back up to about 56 cents. So you'll know when that's going to happen when we have a break above this trend line. So it's probably going to rally into it, right? Trying to rally into it, we could fail. And if that happens, back test back down to 40 cents. If it doesn't and we break out, this could be a nice rally back up to about 56, maybe even the 62-cent range here, any of these Fibonacci levels. So I'm very closely watching the support. Could probably box this in like that with two alerts and see which way it breaks. Right now, it's really Bitcoin dependent, highly Bitcoin dependent. And the volatility upcoming this week makes it a little bit more difficult to see. Let's do one more on XRP, USDT. So XRP is the same thing. You can see that we're in this rising wedge pattern. We fell below. The TA from my last couple videos was basically correct, spot on in terms of this scenario happening and pulling back. Okay, so now the support level at 50 cents is very critical to hold that 50 cents. We cannot fall below that because this could become a rejection. Yes, it could double bottom down here, but if it rejects down, that's a continuation of a downtrend. So this is a potential reversal area. It's like in the middle of making its move. That's why it's like 50-50 right now in terms of percentage of the trend. Now, I want to see a breakout above 54 cents, and that will give confirmation to the reversal of the uptrend. Something to really watch out for. On a weekly chart, yeah, somebody tried to rally it, but it got sold off, unfortunately, on some bad news. So that's going to do it for this video. Thank you, everyone, for watching. If you like this video, learn something, go ahead and give me a like or a boost on TradingViewer YouTube. Go ahead and follow, subscribe on TradingViewer YouTube for more chart videos. If you have requests, just let me know in the comments, and I'll see you in the next video next weekend. Thank you so much. Happy trading, and I'll see you in the next video.